What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. So in this video, I'm going to be ranking Dream SMP net members' strength from strongest to weakest. Now, what I'm going to base this off of is going to be canon lives, who they've affected, how many people they've manipulated, and so much more. But I'll be sure to explain why I place each person where they are. Now, if you aren't subscribed, please make sure to subscribe, as that truly helps me out a lot. And also turn on notifications if you want them, and like for the YouTube algorithm. And well, let's get into the video. So, I'd say the strongest person in the Dream SMP is Technoblade. I feel like he's affected the most people. He's killed the most people, and as you can, he's just affected the most people overall. Now, I say the second strongest person is Dream. Now, the reason Dream is the second strongest and not the first is because he has one canon life left, and for no reason other. Dream is manipulative and he's affected a lot of people, but since he has one canon life and Techno has 3, that's why I put him right below Techno, barely. Now, for the next row, we have 3 people: Bad Boy Halo, Punk, and Frost. Now, all these people are known to be associated with the egg, and we know the egg is very powerful. So that's why I put all these 3 people in below Technoblade and Dream. And one more thing, I'd like to mention that I'm basing this off of current situations, not future theories or anything, but I am going to use some past events, but I'm not going to be doing much predicting and not basing it off of what could happen, but more where they are right now as of March 10th. Now, for the next row, we have Tableau. Now, some of you may disagree with me on this one, but I feel like Tableau, he has nukes, which is the only reason why I would put him over here. He may have one canon life left, but as we can see, Technoblade doesn't hate him and doesn't want to take him down. And because he has nukes, he's really powerful, and we've seen how much damage that could do. Now the next person we have is Rambo. I put him here just because of his powers and how he's also associated with Technoblade. Since he's associated with Technoblade and is in the Syndicate, I'd say that he's just strong, and he has powers, and he's associated with a super strong person on the server, which makes him strong. Now, next, below Rambo, we have Filza and Niachu. Now, I put these here because they're also associated with Technoblade and are in the Syndicate. But the reason they're below Rambo is because they don't have powers. And Phil only has one canon life because he usually plays on hardcore mode. Now next, we have Awesome Dude. Reason I put Awesome Dude below here is because he's the warden of the prison. But just because he's the warden doesn't mean that he's super strong. But he is strong, and doesn't mean he's stronger than all the people above him, but he is strong. Also, he doesn't have that many people supporting him or on his side, which is why I put him there. Now for the next row, we have 2 people again: Jack Manifold and Captain Puffy. Now the reason I put both of them on the same row is because I feel like they're around the same spot in being strong. Jack has his own hotel that he took from Tommy, and Captain Puffy, she's almost associated with Technoblade, but not really yet, as we have yet to see. And also, we don't know enough about these 2 to really make a really firm decision. Next, we have Tommy. Now, the reason I put Tommy so low on this list is because he has one of the major reasons he has one canon life left And next, we know a lot of people hate him. After he was killed and brought back to life, we saw a lot of grieving. But still, we know that he's wronged a lot of people. And since many people hate him, I just feel like he's a prime target to get killed. And that's why I put him pretty low on the list below all these people. Now next, after Tommy, we have Foolish. Now the reason I put Foolish below Tommy and kind of lower, because he hasn't been involved much in the lore until very recently. But also, he hates the egg, and I feel like it may. And since he hasn't been involved in that much lore, but he hates the egg, and it's pretty strong overall with his armor and stuff. I'd say that he's here, and then he's also above Hannah, because Hannah did get infected by the egg, which is why I put her below. Foolish. So it's quite and she's not involved that much in the lore, but since she was affected, she got trapped by the egg. That's why I put her pretty low. Now for this next one, we have a lot of people. Now all of these people, I'd say, aren't involved in the lore enough for me to make a decision. So George, Sapnap, Puns, Purples, H-Bomb, Skeppy. I just added Quackity. Now I'm gonna put all these people in the same row. And like I mentioned before, it's because they may have been involved in the lore previously, but they're not very involved in the lore as of right now, which is why I'm putting them here. Now these positions could change in the future if anything were to happen. But as of right now, I just feel like since they're not that involved in the lore, they're not really. That's why I put them pretty low. Now we're approaching pretty much the end. Now over here, it's just one person, Ghostburgh. Now Ghostburgh, I'm kind of Ghostburgh different from Wilbur, just because he did have a character and he's not playing much, but he's below because he's just kind of weak and he's just kind of there. Now at the last level, obviously we have all the dead people. So that's gonna be Wilbur, J Schlatt, Wilbur and J Schlatt. Wilbur and J Schlatt, because they're dead, and so they don't really play a role in it right now. And now other I know there are a bunch of others like Vicstar, Laserbeam, KSI, Corpse, Pokemon, but they didn't really do much in the lore, so I'm not really including them. Now I'm just gonna go over this one last time to show you my process. Technoblade, because he's affected the most people, killed the most people, and is just considered one of the strongest people. Dream is below Technoblade because he has one canon life left. These three people are associated with the egg, Pong, Babhill, and Antfrost, and the egg is pretty strong, so that's why they're there. Tableau because he has nukes, Rambo because of his powers, and because he's associated with Technoblade. Filza and Nishu here because they're associated with Technoblade. Awesome Dude because he's the warden of the prison. Jack and Captain Puffy because they both are there, but they're not really feared. They haven't affected that many people. Tommy because a lot of people hate him. Foolish because he hates the egg and he hasn't been involved that much in lore. Hannah because she got trapped by the egg. And then these 9 people, Eric, Skeppy, H-Bomb, Purple, Puns, Sapnap, George Not Found, and Quackity. I put them here because they're not really playing much of a lore right now, maybe in the future. Ghostburgh because he's there, but he's really weak. and then Wilbursu and Jayshla are at the bottom because they're dead. And well, that's the final board, and well, thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing. We'll see you in the next one.